Super Rugby Pacific is back, and round 1 of the 2026 season opened in Dunedin with a Southern Derby that felt tight, physical, and decided in the final moments. Exactly what you expect when the Highlanders and Crusaders meet. It was a match built on pressure swings, defensive resilience, and the ability to take chances when they mattered most. From the kickoff, the Highlanders looked more determined to play with intent. Rather than getting pulled into slow forward arm wrestle, they tried to move the Crusaders around the field, pushing with early and testing their defensive line with quick passing and support runners. That approach gave them the first real attacking spark of the season, when they found space out wide and struck first, immediately lifting the crowd and forcing the Crusaders to adjust. The Crusaders responded the way experienced sides usually do when they're challenged early. They didn't panic or try to force something spectacular. Instead, they tightened their structure, kicked for territory more effectively, and gradually dragged the game into the areas where they felt more comfortable. Their forwards began to win the battle collision, and with that became better field position. Eventually, sustained pressure created their openings, and they worked their way back into the scoreboard. By halftime, the Crusaders edged themselves into the lead without ever looking dominant, which is often a sign of a team comfortable in tight contests. The Highlanders' response after the break was what truly changed the game. They came out with more urgency, playing with tempo and taking risks when space appeared. That burst of attacking in rugby produced 2 quick scores and completely fit the rhythm of the contest. The Crusaders worked their way back into the contest through patience, gradually closing the gap and eventually nudged ahead. Instead, the Highlanders showed the composure they've been building all night. They stayed patient, earned one final opportunity, and when that chance came, Cam Miller stopped and nailed the late penalty. It was the kind of kick that doesn't just win the match, it gives the squad the belief. Across the Tasman and Sydney, the Waratahs and Reds delivered a contest that felt almost the opposite in style. Where Dunedin had physicality and territorial play, this match leaned towards tempo, width and attacking ambition. The Reds looked particularly dangerous whenever they moved the ball quickly through the hands, forcing the Waratahs to defend wider channels and scramble in broken play. The Waratahs tried to keep control through territory and forward effort, looking to slow the game and play in the right areas. But the Reds' backline threats constantly stretched them. Every time the ball reached the edges, defenders were forced into tough one-on-one decisions, and that's where the Reds created their best momentum. One winger in particular stood out, looking electric whenever he touched the ball. His speed and footwork repeatedly turned ordinary phases into attacking opportunities, forcing the Waratahs to adjust their defence, spacings, and opening gaps elsewhere. It wasn't just about tries, it was about influence. Players who can shift defensive structures like that define seasons, and performances like this suggest the Reds might have one of the most dangerous finishers in the competition. This wasn't a slow tactical grind, it was a match driven by moments, quick taps, counterattacks, and bursts of individual brilliance. The Reds show they have genuine attacking weapons this season, while also putting out one of their key players firmly into the early MVP conversations, if he keeps producing performances like that. Saturday's action in Lotoko brought a completely different energy as Moana Pasifika faced the Drua. That clinical edge is what separates competitive teams from winning teams, and it made this one of Moana's most convincing opening performances in recent seasons. Later that evening at Eden Park, the Blues and Chiefs produced what felt like an early finals styles contest. This wasn't a loose shootout, it was tactical, disciplined, and shaped by territory and decision making. Both teams kicked intelligently, fought hard at the breakdown, and forced each other into long defensive sets. The Blues tried to control the match through structure. They built phases, played patiently, and looked to wear down the Chiefs rather than chase quick scores. Their approach was about pressure over time, trusting that repeated defensive work would eventually create gaps. The Chiefs, meanwhile, looked more dangerous when they increased tempo. Whenever they generated quick ruck ball and pushed support runners through the middle, they threatened to break the Blues open. Their best moments came when the game became fast and reactive rather than controlled. What defined the contest was patience. Every point had to be earned. Neither side was willing to give away cheap territory or easy opportunities. Defensive organisation mattered just as much as attacking skill, and that's what made it feel like a clash between genuine contenders, rather than just another early season fixture. That round wrapped up in Perth, where the Force hosted the Brumbies in a match that highlighted the contrast between ambition and structure. The Force wanted to play with tempo, using quick phases and crowd energy to create momentum. Whenever they managed to speed up the game, they looked capable of causing problems. But the Brumbies stayed true to their identity, Their set piece was controlled, their kicking game was disciplined, and their forward pressure relentless. Instead of chasing highlight plays, they forced on-field position and pressure slowly, squeezing the force out of attacking opportunities. One of their standout performers delivered a performance that could easily put him into the Wallabies' contention if he keeps this level of impact through the season. Matches like this don't often look flashy, but they reveal how valuable systems and discipline can be early in the year. While most teams launch their campaigns, the Hurricanes sat on round 1 with the bye. That extra preparation time allows them to analyse opponents and redefine combinations, and also means they'll enter round 2 needing to find match rhythm quickly against battle-ready teams. What round 1 really showed is how tight this competition has become. No team cruised, no match felt predictable, and almost every game had moments where the outcome could have flipped. That balance is what makes Super Rugby Pacific so compelling. The styles across the league continue to evolve. Opening rounds aren't about perfection, they're about identity. Which teams can create tries, which teams can defend under pressure, which players are stepping into bigger roles. Round 1 offered early answers, but it also showed that momentum in this competition can shift quickly. For fans though, the key takeaway is simple. Super Rugby Pacific is back, and it's already delivering late drama, standout performances, and statement wins. If this opening weekend is anything to go by, the 2026 season is shaping up to be one of the tightest in recent memory. And with the Hurricanes entering the mix next round, the competition only gets deeper from here. Ever wanted to create your own rugby highlights channel just like this one? With my course, the YouTube Creator Toolkit, I show you exactly how I do it, from the tools I use to the templates I built. You get everything. Just copy, paste, and start creating. Learn how to grow your channel, keep viewers hooked, and turn views into income. Click the link in the description below to learn more and start your channel today. Now back to the video. If you enjoyed this round 1 breakdown and want weekly match analysis, highlights, and rugby stories all season long, hit the like button, share it with a rugby mate, and subscribe so you don't miss the next upload. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace!